Right, Biashara Tuesday on KUTV Rise Today. I always love being here in the morning. You know what I love most? It's not even, probably, yeah, it is hosting the show, but what I love second most is the conversation that we have here on the show all day, every time here on Tuesday. I come out of here, I'm an investor, I know about business, I know all the risks. I was going to ask you guys a question earlier on, so let me do that, by the way. You can tell me what you've ever done to deal with competition in a business. If you ever started a business and, you know, when you were setting up, someone else came and set up next door to you. You were starting a hardware business, or you were starting, you were selling jerseys, or you were starting a cyber, and then someone else set up a cyber next to you. What did you do? Did you sabotage them? We are going on the ethical side though, but what are some of those strategies that you've used to deal with competition in a business? Did you collaborate with them, or did you expand your business? Did you move location? We're trying to get those tips and share with us on our social media platforms at KUTV Kenya, at Richard_Kenya. I'm joined on set with Peter, who has been here before to help us discuss matters of stock, how exactly you guys can invest in the stock market, and some of the programs that he has for you to get educated in matters of investment. Yeah, welcome back.
Asante.
It's always a it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Asante sana.
To share with some of the knowledge. Now, the first thing, of course, is, as my director, Mr. Boniface, has told me, is that you have a video this week that has been explaining matters the stock market. What is it about, and why is it that popular now?
Okay, I teach people about the stock market. I'll teach people on YouTube about the stock market, and I also teach people on Telegram. And I was explaining the taxes in the stock market. In any business that you do, I'm happy a few moments ago you were talking about business. But in business, and all business, there are taxes to be paid. And the same case goes with the stock market. So I was just explaining that as you come to the stock market, well, you expect to make profits. But also remember, KRA and government
will be on your neck.
Yes, will also be on your neck. So as you plan to make your profits or losses that comes once a while, also plan to pay for the taxes.
Shares are taxed?
Yes, they are taxed.
That's something people don't know. When you invest in shares, be prepared to not file nil returns after that.
Yes, the truth is there are taxes to be paid. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Now, what are we looking at this week in terms of the stock market? How the market's performing? Who are the biggest performers? Where can people invest? I guess that is what people are mostly concerned to look at this morning, even as we try and tell them to join your Telegram channel where they'll be getting this information from.
Okay, this week the market has been on a rally over the last 4-5 months. Let me say the whole of this year. Okay, when Corona hit, the market dipped. It went down. Then the market has been on an upward trend for almost about almost 8 months now. Yeah, and most of the shares are actually going up, and they have been going up, and they are consistently going up. Like the big five. The big five are like Safaricom. The big five is Equity Bank. The big five is KCB. The big five is Coop. Yeah, East African Breweries. The big five has been going up consistently over a period of time. Right,
and people should invest also in EABL, because I understand they acquired something new in the regions of, I think, Tanzania. I'll be taking a look at that as well. Tanzania or Uganda. I'll be taking a look at where that particular story, I saw it on the Business Daily. But also, this week you told me that we should invest in...
I recommended for guys to buy Standard Chartered Bank. Yeah, Standard Chartered Bank has been low for a while, and if you look at the performance of the stock over the last maybe 4, 5, 6 years, Standard Chartered was as expensive as 250 shillings some years back. And if you compare that now from 250 shillings and now it's 130 shillings, it is hugely discounted. So one of the things you look at is how well or how good the share is in terms of the discount, the historical performance.
Right.
So if you compare the years behind and the time now, the share is highly discounted. Yes.
So when a share is highly discounted, what are these parameters you were telling me you look at before you go into taking a look at some of those shares?
A number of things I look at before probably diving into a stock. One of them I look at is dividends. Is this company paying dividends? Standard Chartered, for example, I bought Standard Chartered Bank a while back, some 3-4 months back, and I got a dividend check of 10,000 shillings. So is this company paying dividends? I look at the dividends. I also look at the balance sheet. How well is this company doing in terms of making money? Is it a loss-making company? Is it a profit-making company? If it's a loss-making company, in most cases, I would not even consider. I need a company that is making profits and consistent profits over the years. So those are some of the things that I'll look at the balance sheet. I'll look at the annual report, for example, and all these things are available on the web. Yeah, anybody who is a serious investor would easily
get this information. And you share this information on a daily, I understand, or is it on a weekly basis?
I share information as regularly as I see opportunities. I can share daily. Sometimes I can share once or 2 days, after 2 or 3 days or 4 days. Yeah. So
how long does it take you to do analysis on a particular stock? Is it something that you look at a go and you're like, yo, equity, money there, or do you observe it over a period of time? And how long does that take?
Okay, you can observe maybe for a week or so. First, you have to check the financial records, the balance sheet, for example. How is this company doing? Reading a balance sheet will take you maybe 5 minutes or so to check the various the profits, how much profit is it giving, the earnings per share, how is it doing, the dividends, how is it doing, the total losses, expenditure, the assets, the liabilities. So reading a balance sheet may take you maybe about 5 or so minutes. Then you check the historical prices. How is it doing? How was it 5 years ago? How was it maybe 10 years ago? How was it maybe last month or 5 months back? And how is it doing now? And what is the direction? Yeah, a number of things. Yeah.
Right. I'm seeing here NSE turnover fell by a third in July, and they're attributing this to the reluctance by investors to let go of their stock at a time when the share prices have been on the up at the market. Now, it looks like NSE investors, and according to what they're saying in the Business Daily, they're holding in to their stock regardless of the fact that the share prices have been up on the market. What informs such a decision when investors are holding back on their stock? Why are they not letting it for some of us to invest as well?
A number of things. Like for now, Safaricom will be giving dividends very soon. The books are closing, I think, at the end of the month. So if you have Safaricom shares, you don't want to sell it. Because if I sell it to you, you are going to get dividends. Why should I give you the stock?
Let me know. You don't want to give out your money.
Yeah, you don't want to. So people hold on, especially if a stock is about to give dividends, so that you can gain on the dividend part yourself, for example. Right. And also, if you think it will keep increasing in price, then again you hold on to the stock.
Yeah, foreign investors also cut their selling activity in July, recording net outflows of just 60.85 million compared to 1.6 billion in June. That is very low, from 1.6 billion to 60.85 billion. Foreign investors have cut out selling some of their stocks as well. So it looks like they still want to hold and get those dividends as well.
Yeah.
Now at NSE, something that is also developing, we were talking about here, is people can invest using bonga points.
Yes, that's a news story that we are getting this week, and so we are waiting to see the developments, how it will play out.
Yes. The telco, that is Safaricom, announced yesterday that it has partnered with the Nairobi operator in a deal that will see its customers get 1 shilling for every 5 loyalty points and use it to invest in stocks. So in every 5 bonga points, you get 1 bob to invest in stocks. And you are telling me that stocks are really cheap. People don't know that, and I think we've tried to say that as many times as possible, that with 100 shillings you are telling me you can purchase a couple of that.
Yeah, currently as I'm speaking, Kenya Power, 1 share of Kenya Power is about 1 shillings and 40 cents. So with roughly 140 shillings, you can get 100 shares of Kenya Power. Barclays Bank, ABSA, they rebranded to ABSA. ABSA, 1 share is about 10 shillings. So with 1,000 bob, you can get 100 shares of ABSA, and you are a shareholder. And once you are a shareholder, you are entitled to dividends. And once you are a shareholder, when you go to annual general meetings, unapewa handbag, unapewa kofia, unapewa shopping voucher. Yeah, and you get to eat in Hilton and some of these big places.
And the decision there for these bonga points, they are saying that it came back after the unclaimed Safaricom bonga points hit 4.2 billion. All-time high in the year to March, compared to 3.9 billion the year before. People have bonga points that are totaling up to 4.2 billion in the country.
Yes, if they can turn that into cash, they can easily invest in the stock market.
And this will boost Safaricom, I'm guessing, because that's a lot of money to come back in terms of investment.
But once you have the money, you don't necessarily have to buy Safaricom. You can buy other companies like Absa, Standard Chartered, KCB. You don't have to buy.
Yeah, and they're saying that actually other firms that will be allowed to redeem the points for publicly traded shares are Suntra Investment Bank, Francis Drummond and Company, Dyer and Blair Investment Bank, and Sterling Capital. So they're allowing this to be implemented across every other firm that is, of course, trading shares publicly.
Yes.
Right. What are publicly traded shares? That I think is a question that we need to put clear.
Publicly traded shares, like let's say I have my own company, XYZ, for example. I make money, I enjoy all the profits. Now I may reach a level where I want to go big. I want to go regional, for example, and I need billions of shillings or a lot of money. So I come to the Nairobi Securities Exchange and tell them, guys, I want to list. I want my company to be one of the companies being traded on the Nairobi Securities Exchange. So that process of taking my private company to be on the Nairobi Securities Exchange,
so
it is called listing. So that you can buy shares. And once you buy shares, when I make profits, I divide with you part of that profit in the name of dividends. So that is called listing. So it's now a publicly traded company. Right.
Yeah. Now, as we even try to wind up this conversation today, there's a question on people who are joining us for the first time. Mbogo Mathenge is tuning in all the way from Ruiru. I think he's in Ruiru town. Shout out to Farmhold Ventures who are also watching this show. Kindly ask Mr. Peter on what platforms we can invest in shares. So he wants to know the platforms. I'm guessing also for him to know that he can get information from you on the various platforms that you're in.
Okay. We have about 30 stock brokers in Kenya, and every stock broker have their own platform. What happens, the market is called Nairobi Securities Exchange. They have a platform where brokers plug in or feed in. So for example, myself, I trade with Genghis Capital. So Genghis Capital, they have an app called Jikuze, G_Kuze, that you can download. KCB have their own app. Most of these companies like NCBA have their own app. Many of these, they have their own apps where you can download and put on your phone or log into their trading platform. But to get me, you can also get me on YouTube, where I can give you directions, or you can find me on Telegram, Stock Market Investing 101. If you search on Telegram, Stock Market Investing 101, you can find me on Telegram, and I can guide you on on some of these trading platforms. Right.
How is the Kenyan shilling performing in regards to against other currencies here? You can find it on the Business Daily page. $20 108.77. That's a rise as according to what was there in May and in June, but there was an even sharper exchange rate way back in March of 2021 of this particular year, where we were trading against the US dollar at I think around 115. It was getting to 108.77. So that is there as well, even with some of those listings and daily share reports of the various companies. If you want to invest, you can take a look at that, and also Peter Oluoch's platforms all across social media, that is on Telegram as well as on YouTube. Invest through the app that you are recommending. You're saying there's a lot of platform, but it's G_Kuze.
No, G dash. Yes, G-Kuze.
G-Kuze. You can check it out. That is Peter, who is glad, of course, we are glad always to have him here. Any last remarks today before we head out from this segment?
My last remark is very, very simple. Ladies and gentlemen, or fellow Kenyans, ndugu zanguni, we need to do one thing. I was reading a story by Ndindi Nyoro, and Ndindi Nyoro was telling people, if you earn 10 shillings, save 2 shillings. Now, once you save that 2 shillings, learn to multiply that 2 shillings to 4 shillings, 8 shillings, 20 shillings, 50, 100, 200. By the time your 2 shillings reaches 2,000, you will be very rich. We are a consumerism society. We get money, we spend, by mid-month, everyone is broke. Now once you are broke, what do you go to? Loan apps. Everyone is borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. And now 14 million Kenyans have been listed in the CRB. Fellow Kenyans, we need to change this. This idea of borrowing, fuliza kila pahali, we don't need to do that.
We need to invest.
And 10 shillings, save 2 shillings and learn. Join me. I'm on Telegram. You can search for Stock Market Investing 101. I'm on YouTube. You can search for Peter Oluoch on YouTube. Together, let's learn to save. Let's learn to grow our money. Let's not go to the generation of our parents. By the way, our parents did badly. 95% of our parents are broke. They depend on us to give them money every month. The situation is terrible with the old people.
Right.
Yes, and we need to change that.
Asante sana.
Yes.
We are hoping that we can continue having you, of course. Every other time, we have the discussion and let people get rich, yeah? One day a shilling might turn to $1 million and we are all rich. Now, let's get to Tech Voice and see what we have on our technology segment that airs every single day here every single Tuesday here on Biashara Tuesday. What do we have on Tech Voice? Here we go.